Journalists and media professionals urged to counter false narratives on GERD. On energy and climate change, experts says Ethiopia needs to achieve energy security for sustainable development. Hello and welcome to EBC World. I'm Askado Matnafu with the hour's latest. The achievements registered under the bounty of the Baskate Yilmat Terufat initiative in various localities across Ethiopia will lead to success in the promotion of the national program on attaining food self-sufficiency and to trust from dependency, Deputy Prime Minister Thomas Ganturuna remarked. The Deputy Prime Minister has paid a working visit to see development activities in Benishangul Gumuz Regional Estate, including the bounty of the Baskate National Agricultural Development Program being implemented across the country to improve dairy, poultry, egg, honey, fish, and meat production. On the occasion, he underlined that despite the fact that the region is endowed with immense underdeveloped natural resources, it remained underdeveloped. Ethiopian Foreign Minister Taye Asqeselase met and conferred with United Nations General Assembly President Denis Francis today to discuss pressing multilateral issues. The conversation focused on global challenges like climate change, technological advancement, capacity building, financial support, and sustainable development. Foreign Minister spokesperson Ambassador Nabiyu Tadla highlighted Ethiopia's appreciation for President Francis' leadership on these critical matters. Foreign Minister Ambassador Taye also briefed President Francis on Ethiopia's ongoing political and economic reforms. The discussion expanded to address regional concerns with both parties, acknowledging Ethiopia's contributions to stability. The two sides exchanged views on the upcoming UN Summit of the Future, scheduled for September. Ambassador Taye emphasized the need for a reform within the UN system, particularly regarding security issues. The Office of the National Council for the Coordination of Public Participation to the Construction of the GERD called upon media professionals and media houses to redouble efforts for the successful completion of the flagship project being built over the River Nile. Speaking here at the media briefing, Office Director General Aragawi Berhe said media professionals must work together to counter false narratives propagated against Ethiopia and the GERD. Habtam Washagre tells us more.
Office of the National Council for the Coordination of Public Participation on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam said the overall construction performance of GERD is remarkable. Accordingly, the office said through the public's enthusiastic involvement, including Ethiopians in the diaspora and the government's steadfast dedication and assistance, GERD's construction has progressed to 96%. Talking with ABC English, Director General of the office, Aragawi Berhe said Ethiopians have been showing their unwavering stance and supporting the realization of the flagship project, GERD.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has reached the level of 96% completion. It's almost completed. We still have 4% of it, which requires a lot of investment, especially in terms of mechanical and hydraulic inputs, worth perhaps 40 to 45 billion Ethiopian birr. But we're certain this amount of money is not so big for the Ethiopian people. They have invested more than that to reach this level of the dam.
Noting that the GERD is being built with a view to ensuring economic sovereignty, he called upon the media and general public to continue their support until the construction of the dam is fully completed.
We are now approaching the completion of the dam. According to the engineers, it will be completed the next year. But for this purpose, we still need some support from our people, and we believe our people are more than ever organized to complete this mission.
Aragawi underlined GERD is an exemplary project to other African countries, aiming at ensuring economic freedom as its ultimate goal by utilizing water resources.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is being built by its own people, its own finance, its own labor force, indicates that we can develop in any direction if we have the will. And we have shown the will. Our people have shown the will to develop themselves. So this way we can have a free economy which can grow from within by itself. This is all intention of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Our neighbors and other countries could also take this example of developing a free economy, growing by own efforts, and hopefully a lot of African countries are visiting our dam in lieu of developing one's own free economy.
A consultative meeting held with media professionals as well as with other pertinent stakeholders in connection with the 13th year anniversary of the dam's commencement in a bid to set way forwards on GERD in the near future.
Meanwhile, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a monumental project in Africa, stands as a testament to Ethiopia's ambition and resilience. A critical yet often underappreciated element in its realization has been the Ethiopian diaspora. Financial contributions from Ethiopians abroad have bridged funding gaps and demonstrated a collective commitment to national development. Ephraim Zodu, an energy and climate change expert residing in Belgium, recalls how passionately the diaspora defended their country's interests. Johannes Fanton has spent some time with the expert. Take a look.
As one of Africa's largest infrastructure projects, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam promises to significantly boost Ethiopia's energy capacity, contribute to the economic development and enhance regional cooperation. A critical yet often underappreciated element in the realization of this project has been the Ethiopian diaspora. The financial contributions from the diaspora not only helped bridge funding gaps, but also demonstrated a collective commitment to the nation's development. Approached by EBC World, FM Zodu, a diaspora residing in Belgium, Brussels, who facilitates activities of the diaspora community, recalled how enthusiastically Ethiopians living abroad defended the national interest of their country.
The diaspora has stand united in defending Ethiopia's right to use its resources in its boundaries and in supporting the Grand Renaissance Dam. So the diaspora has been supporting financially and has been also supporting diplomatically and also in terms of countering the negative propaganda campaign and lies from Egyptian medias, from Egyptian government. The diaspora has played a crucial role in countering these lies by stating the factors, by making the international community come to understand the facts about GERD and the Nile.
Beyond financial support, the Ethiopian diaspora has been a powerful advocate for the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam on the international stage. The communities have engaged in diplomatic efforts to garner support and mitigate oppositions, particularly from the downstream nations like Egypt and Sudan, which have expressed concerns over water rights and resource management. For Ephraim, the diaspora should support Ethiopia beyond ad hoc basis.
So far, we have been working on ad hoc basis. Whenever there is a pressure, we try to defend, explaining the facts based on factual information. We try to counter negative propaganda and campaigns, but that has to be institutionalized. That has to be coordinated. So the diaspora has to work on institutionalizing its advocacy, its diplomatic activities, so that it would be a continuous activity, so that it would be providing support to the interest of Ethiopian people and to the interest of to Ethiopia's national interests. It has to be institutionalized.
As Ethiopia has an abundant energy potential, FM underscores the need to achieve energy security for sustainable development.
In terms of generating power, Ethiopia is endowed with a lot of renewable energy resources. We have great potential in hydropower resource, around 45,000 gigawatts of energy we can generate from hydropower resources. We have abundant solar power. We have wind resource. So all these energy matrix will provide energy security to the Ethiopian people and to the country. And that is indeed a basis, a foundation, a necessity for Ethiopia's development. Once you have energy security, it would help to promote industrialization. It will create employment. It will create, so it will have a significant impact in developing Ethiopia's economy.
The ongoing support and involvement of the diaspora will undoubtedly remain vital and will continue as Ethiopia continues to navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, FM added.
GERD is intended to provide development for Ethiopian people, to generate energy and access to electricity. We will clarify this position. We will continue to speak this fact to the media. So we'll continue to speak about it as long as there is a negative campaign on GERD. But the next thing is GERD will generate part of the demand of Ethiopia's energy demand. It cannot generate all. It can generate, its capacity is up to 6,000 megawatt of energy. But our demand will continue to increase. So we will continue to work on different energy projects that would provide energy security to Ethiopia, as it is vital for our national interest and development.
South Korean ambassador to Ethiopia has reaffirmed his country's commitment to further strengthen its development cooperation with Ethiopia. In an exclusive interview with the Ethiopian news agency, the ambassador Jung Kang said Ethiopia and South Korea have a strong bilateral cooperation in various spheres. Tagisinasa has taken some time to compile this story. Take a look.
Historical cooperation of the two countries in politics, economy and development has now been expanding in other sectors, according to South Korean ambassador to Ethiopia, Jung Kang. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's visit to South Korea has further consolidated the relationship of the two countries, he added. Ethiopia and South Korea signed a $1 billion USD financing framework agreement during Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's visit to the country this month that also included a 2-day South Korea-Africa summit held in Seoul.
I was there in Seoul to assist the Prime Minister Abiy's visit to Seoul, and the summit was quite successful and meaningful. And we had two MOU signing, and one is the financial arrangement, and another one is the corruption agency cooperation agreement. And by the signing the financial arrangement, which enabling Korea to loan $1 billion in 5 years. So this certainly would contribute to the betterment of the Ethiopian economy and Ethiopian development. And also the anti-corruption agency cooperation is also.
During his term in Ethiopia, as ambassador says, efforts will also be exerted to strengthen the bilateral relations between the two countries, focusing on trade and investment, culture and public relations, Ambassador Kang underlined.
Development cooperation is the main focus, of course, but out of development cooperation, we are focusing on infrastructure, agriculture, and also the electricity, and also so on actually. But the main focus nowadays is the agriculture and education as well.
The ambassador affirmed his commitment to work closely with the government of Ethiopia in order to expedite the implementation of the agreements.
Well, before I wrap up the hour's news latest, let me now remind you of top stories once again. Journalists and media professionals urged to counter false narratives on GERD. An energy and climate change expert says Ethiopia needs to achieve energy security for sustainable development. Well, this has been a busy world with me, Askido Matnafo. That's all we have for the hour. Many thanks for watching. It is bye-bye from me.